Well, my dad serves in the media ministry, and so she serves in the media ministry as well. And so my dad and I will always have these conversations where it's like, what you like in a girl? And so I told him one time, and he was like, you describe Paige to a T. And so that's when I was like, Paige, who's Paige? And so I found her on Facebook, looked her up and everything, and I wasn't stalking her page. I wasn't stalking her page, but I started following her, started watching her, and I was like, oh, that's the girl right there. That must be her. I guess when we came to Right Direction, I was 13 when I first came here, and I've been here ever since.
I joined in 2010. I heard of Bishop Bailey when I was in Charleston. I was a member of a church in Charleston, and he was a guest speaker. And then when I moved to Columbia, I always said that I wanted to find this church. And so I came to visit, and immediately I loved it. And this has been my home church ever since. Like he said, me and his dad served on the media team together. And he showed me on the screen, oh, that's my son. And I was just like, okay, that was it for me. And next thing I know, I had a Facebook friend request. But we never really met each other in person. He sent me messages after a while, like every now and then, or he'll comment on something. I was like, okay, what's going on here? And eventually he said he was interested, and we went bowling. That's what we did.
I'll say when I was raised and growing up, and even when I was raised in Texas, our church was different. It was definitely a smaller, more intimate church, but it also wasn't, I don't think it was word-based as Right Direction is, and it doesn't necessarily challenge you like Right Direction does. And so being here, getting challenged in your faith, challenged with your finances, challenged with, being better, going extra mile, whatever the case may be. And so in terms of when Bishop is speaking about, how the man should be, whether we're just taking care of the bills or how we should be presenting ourselves for the women. So just stepping up to those standards was a different level. So that was good for me individually.
Yeah, with SWATA prayer, I started praying for my husband. I started realizing the importance of praying for my husband. After every Friday, I noticed that was something that they always, for the single people, Pastor Marshall would pray for our husbands, and I started to make that a part of my daily prayer, and praying that he guides him, that gives him wisdom, and things like that. And so I feel like that having that input from Pastor Marcia and Bishop Bailey on a weekly basis help us grow and believe for each other.
They're definitely the spiritual father and mother that, whip you into shape. I love their transparency. You don't really get that with a lot of leaders. You have people that tell you what you want to hear, but then they also share that, I have dealt with this, we've overcome this, we've dealt with this is where we've come from. And then it's like, oh, man, I can do that too. So I like their transparency, their realness and everything, so.
I love Bishop Bailey and Pastor Marcia so much. I really appreciate them taking the time to sit with us for premarital counseling. That was my first time ever going to counseling with them, and it's just good to have that one-on-one time with them. And them, I really do appreciate them taking that time out, because they have so much going on in their lives. And I love that, like Andre said, their transparency. Because by them sharing their stories with us, if we go through it, it's like, well, God is the same God. He could do the same thing He did for Bishop Bailey. He brought them through this situation. He's going to bring us through it also. And that's our mindset, going through our marriage. But yes, I do look forward to all the great things going on in Right Direction.